Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are breaking down a completely new operating system for all you performance marketers out there. This is about shifting your entire way of thinking, from just managing campaigns to, truly driving business growth. It's about going from being a service provider to becoming a strategic owner.
Okay, let's just dive right in, shall we? We're starting with a pretty challenging question, and for good reason. The world of marketing is changing so fast. With AI automation and client expectations going through the roof, your answer to this really could define your entire future in this industry.
So if you ever feel like you're just a lever puller, kind of stuck in the weeds of the ad platforms, you are not alone. It's a huge career crossroads for performance marketers right now. See, success isn't just about your ability to tweak bids and budgets anymore. It's about thinking on a whole different level.
Now, I'm sure you've heard the term growth mindset thrown around in, a million corporate meetings. But let's be real. Let's cut through all the fluff. We're going to look at the unvarnished scientific truth behind all that hype.
What's so fascinating here is the contrast. That pop psychology version you've probably heard, it's actually a pretty dangerous oversimplification of the real research by Carol Dweck. It's not about blind optimism or just trying harder, it's about using better strategies and actually learning from what doesn't work.
Yeah, we have to be honest about the science here. The evidence that just believing you can grow is going to lead to some dramatic performance improvement, it's actually pretty weak. So instead of some vague belief system, we need a much more practical, a much more concrete approach.
So, if a fuzzy belief isn't the answer, then what is? Well, it's not about some vague mindset. It's about a concrete reframing of your entire job. Think of it like installing a brand new operating system for how you think.
And it all boils down to this one simple question. Seriously, think of it as this powerful little filter for every single decision you make. It immediately shifts your focus away from those narrow, channel-specific metrics to what truly matters to the business. Things like profitability, cash flow, and real long-term value.
And this just illustrates that shift in perspective perfectly. You stop asking about platform KPIs like CPC, and you start asking about the P&L, about the unit economics. You see, an owner doesn't just care about getting more leads. They care about the entire system that turns those leads into profitable revenue. Okay, so to answer those owner-level questions, you're going to need a new tool for diagnosing problems. Because here's the secret. Poor ad performance, it's often just a symptom of a deeper, hidden issue somewhere else in the business.
This map is built on a really simple idea. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link, right? Well, for a business, that weak link is its biggest constraint. Your new job is to become a diagnostician, someone who finds that constraint even if it's way outside the ad platform.
First things first, you gotta investigate the product itself. No amount of marketing wizardry can sustainably sell a weak or uncompetitive offer. If the product isn't right, your campaigns are always gonna struggle.
So once you've confirmed the offer is solid, then you look at operations. Think about it. If a client's best-selling products are always out of stock, or their sales team takes 24 hours to get back to a new lead, your ad spend is literally being poured right down the drain. An owner sees these as marketing problems. All right, so the product is good, and operations can handle the demand. What's next? Your actual message. There are multiple studies showing that the quality of your creative can be responsible for up to 70% of a campaign's success. That is way more impactful than any little bid or targeting tweak you can ever make.
And finally, especially in today's privacy-first world, you have to audit the numbers themselves. Incomplete or just plain broken measurement is an increasingly common bottleneck. It's totally possible your campaigns are working brilliantly, but the attribution system is failing to capture the value you're creating.
Okay, theory's great. Let's put this owner's mindset into action. We're going to look at a real-world scenario that completely flips one of the most common marketing metrics on its head. Get ready for this.
This is such a classic story. You've got an agency, they're hitting their ROAS target of 4.0x. So the reports, they look amazing, but the client's business is totally flatlined. Growth has just stopped, and they have no idea why.
So the technician, they look at this and see a super simple solution. That prospecting campaign is unprofitable because its 2.0x ROAS is below their 4.x target. So what do? They starve that campaign, and they pour even more money into that high ROAS retargeting. Makes sense, right?
But the owner does the math first. With a 60% product margin, the break-even ROAS, that's the point where they stop losing money, is just 1.67x. This is a total revelation.
It means that 2.0x prospecting campaign isn't just profitable, it's the entire engine acquiring new customers for the business.
So the owner makes a really bold move. They reallocate the budget to maximize total profit, not the average ROAS. And the result? Well, the blended ROAS actually goes down to 3.5x, but the total contribution margin, that's the actual profit in the client's pocket, goes up by 15%, and new customer acquisition just skyrockets. The business is finally out of its plateau.
So what does all this actually mean for you? Look, this is way more than just a new set of tactics. This is a fundamental shift in your entire professional identity. This right here, this sums up the whole journey. You stop being a level 1 task doer who blames the algorithm for everything, and you become a level 4 strategic owner who diagnoses the entire business system. You become an indispensable partner, not just another service provider.
And you know, the best part is, this isn't just theory. You can start applying this mindset the second you finish this explainer. Just start by asking this one question for every single account you manage. Find that bottleneck, solve it, and that's where you will find your true value.